I always try to get to places early, but on top of being early, basically the people I'm shooting are half an hour late. So I have like 45 minutes until they hopefully arrive. So I'm walking around. I'm in Ramla, which I'm not sure if it's its own city or if it's like a suburb of Tel Aviv, but yeah, outside of Jerusalem. And I'm walking over now. I just looked on my phone to see if there's any place to find coffee. This is my bag. I hope it's not too loud. I'm carrying a little suitcase because I'm doing a photo and video shoot. So I have my heavy stuff, my cameras, 2 cameras. I'm shooting a lot on my phone today too. And my tripods, batteries, things like that. So anyway, I'm coming over here to Ramla Market. And I've never been here before, so that'll be kind of fun to show you guys as I discover too. And I was hoping I could even find some coffee, but I'll fix my hair after. Not sure if I'll find coffee. It doesn't seem like I don't think it's kind of kosher friendly, so I ate lunch before I got here. No, it doesn't seem like a kosher friendly place. I don't know, maybe I'll find some place for coffee. So this is what it looks like. I love open air markets of any kind in any country because it always reminds me of Korea. It's one of my favorite parts about Korea is going to outdoor markets. It's always just so fun. And I love looking at just what they have. And this is actually pretty active I guess it's midday. Lots of watermelon and tomatoes. Let me spin you guys around.
לא, נתקדם קדימה. אני לא אוהב לקנות את זה.
There's another side here and another side here. Okay, let's go down this way. Looks like it's mostly produce and stuff, but maybe they have other things too. This one feels nice because it's kind of a little bit more broad, so you don't feel as stuffy. I feel like I love Meorah, but I don't really like going inside as much. Outdoors I prefer, and then the Carmel Shuk in Tel Aviv is just so tight and crowded. Oh, look at this corn. The corn looks good. I haven't seen corn fresh like that here. Oh, and look at this. This is fresh garlic with the actual stems on it. Little baby eggplants. Juice stand. Olives. Cheese shop. Oh, I guess some of these shops are Jewish. And that's the end of this section. Okay, I'm gonna spin around. I'm gonna spin you around. So this is not Machane Yehuda, this is Ramla Market. I see somebody commenting here. It's Ramla Market near Tel Aviv. Either near or in Tel Aviv, I'm not sure. Hi Vigoda. And Hadassah. Shuk Machane Yehuda? לא Shuk Machane Yehuda. זה Shuk Ramla. It's nice. I've not been doing live streaming, and I live streamed the other day for Yom HaZikaron and Yom Ha'atzmaut, but then my battery died, but I wasn't talking in that, so this is kind of fun too. Shalom, B'nai Noach. Okay. Bananas. These look nice. I love this, just like everyday normal life. It's just so nice here. Okay, now we're gonna go down this way.
Hello, China.
Did you guys hear that? Hello, China. Happens to me all the time. Especially I'm carrying this suitcase, so I definitely look like I'm a Chinese tourist or something. Okay. Everyone carries these little carts, by the way, everywhere. It's kind of a must-have in Israeli life. Okay, look at these. I want to show you guys. Look how fluffy. Look how fluffy that is. Those pitas. That's real pita. Does not look anything like the pita we have back in the States. Hi, Commander Keen. Other breads. Packaged stuff. Not such a fan of these things. You see this all over Israel. So many of these sort of packaged breads and... Okay. Then we have our nuts. Wow, this place is actually huge. Okay, this place is actually a lot bigger than I thought. Wow, this is really a fun spot. Okay, so that there's a kosher spot right there. That's Barekas, my favorite. I love Barekas so much. So there are kosher places here, and maybe I can get. They don't have coffee. I mean, I don't have to have coffee from a kosher place, but I don't know. It's not really conducive. Also, I don't have hands to drink coffee now that I'm holding the phone and holding this guy with all the boxes. I'm telling you guys, the produce in Israel is so good. I mean, obviously we have a lot of things imported as well. A lot of stuff that we get here imported is they're from Turkey. That seems to be a big place. Turkey and Italy are big countries for importing not just produce, but goods and stuff too. But of what we grow here, it's delicious and incredible, and also just so special to eat something that you know was grown in Israel. It always tastes better just because of that. Okay, this is a particularly nice looking stand. Let me just show you this. Like, look how beautiful that is. Oh, that's so awesome. I just love that. What did you yesterday in the Independence Day? I didn't do anything. So I'm just starting to make friends, honestly, and I don't have really a social scene. Like, I have individual people I might hang out with, but I don't really have like a friend group. So I didn't really have anything to do. So I kind of did stuff for Independence Day for Yom Ha'atzmaut at the in the evening, which I showed you guys on my live stream. And then yesterday I just worked. I was just in the shul office by myself working. But I actually quite enjoyed it. It was a productive day, and yeah, that was about it. And today, if you just joined today, I'm going to, I have a shoot. I have like 4 days of shooting, and that's why I'm here in Ramla. And I think we're going to, I still don't know where I am. Like, I don't know if Ramla is part of Tel Aviv or if it's its own city, town. And I'm also going to later to Yafo, which actually it's really one of my favorite places in Israel. It's just so beautiful there. It's so charming. And it's definitely my favorite place in Tel Aviv is Yafo. So we're going to be doing some stuff there today as well. One of the things I'm shooting is an Ethiopian dance group, I think. which is cool. I've never seen Ethiopian dance, so that'll be interesting. Are you available? If you look at on my channel information, my website or my email address is there. Okay, I think I hit the end of the road. My email address is there. Let me show you guys where I am. But if you go to meorah.com, there's a contact form on that page, and that will get to my email too. So it's just meorah.com. Hostages, Gazelle, it's quite a shame to parties in the street as everything is fine. Yeah, I know, Vigoda, a lot of people were like not sure if they should celebrate or not. And on Thursday, or not Thursday, like losing track of my days, on Yom Ha'atzmaut night, people were actually out like in Jerusalem city center. It was really festive and like people were like out and it really felt like a party atmosphere. I don't know if people actually, if it was just kind of kids in the street or if people really did celebrate, but yeah, it's definitely a mixed bag this year. And some people have that opinion, you should just be that much more festive and kind of embrace the opportunities to celebrate. So I don't know, I think everyone kind of landed in different places on that. Okay. All right, so that's the shuk. It's a nice shuk. Similar stuff. Basically all of these different shuks that I've been to around Israel, they all have sort of the same things. I guess it's kind of like that in other places too. I don't know, in Korea I feel like they're all, hi. They're all similar, but some of them kind of have different specialties maybe, I don't know. How much fun you have in the Ramla Market, pass it on to me. Hello, come eat. Is your name Adi? I think your name is Adi, if I'm saying that right. I still have a hard time reading in Hebrew without vowels, just guessing. It's fun to wear white and blue on the Independence Day. Yeah, it was cute. I actually, what I really loved was seeing all the cars dressed up. When you see like people putting flags on their cars, but they have two flags on each side on the little windows, and I think that's so cute. It's always nice to see that. I don't know if I saw people like actually wearing blue and white, but like holding flags and things like that. Very cute. I also love 4th of July. That was actually kind of one of my favorite holidays. Maybe it still is for American holidays. I just love the festivity. I think it's so important and beautiful and nice to celebrate a country's heritage, a country's independence or birth. I just love the whole idea behind that. So I've always connected to it. So maybe B'ezrat Hashem next year I'll be actually doing something for Yom Ha'atzmaut during the day as well and not working by myself in an office, but all in due time. I really did have such a nice time in my shul when I went to the Yom HaZikaron, Yom Ha'atzmaut service. It was like a concert, it was a service, it was like so nice, the music was amazing. I only showed you guys like the first part and it cut off when my battery died, when Rabbi Lau was speaking. But after that, like the concert part that you guys saw, that was just like the warm-up. It got so good. And one of the coolest things, there's this guy like beatboxing to the music. It was just like it was an incredible compilation. And I just like thoroughly enjoyed it. It was like, okay, I think I go out this way. It was like all the Jewish hits like in a cool medley, and it was really fun. Okay, all right, yeah, I recognize these pans, so now I know where I am. All right, that was a nice little tour. Well, I only have half an hour now still to kill, which is kind of still a lot of time. Are you learning to speak Hebrew, Hadassah? So I haven't started Ulpan yet, and it's been a time issue. The Ulpan schedule is pretty demanding, and I was working a lot when I got here, so I just didn't have a time to commit to it. I'm gonna stop for a second. I didn't have time to commit to it, and then I was doing private tutoring with like one-on-one tutoring working on just kind of learning basics of grammar and such, but honestly I just need to practice, and it's so hard because almost everybody here, at least in my bubble, like I can completely get by in English, which is a difficult crutch. But I do think I've been changing around my work schedule, so I think I'm gonna start Ulpan soon. I haven't emailed my inbox about the schedule, and I think I'm gonna end up doing it now because I'm kind of in like a transition point job-wise, and I think, not really job-wise, career-wise, I guess. So I think now might be an opportune moment. So I'm hoping to learn, and I really definitely want to learn. Let me see what you just said. Holon. Yes, my name is Adi. Holon and Tel Aviv are really close. You're welcome. Okay, good. Oh, you are welcome. That's sweet. Yeah, I haven't been to Holon yet. There's so many places in Israel I haven't been to at all, and it's also hard because I don't have a car, so I don't get around that much. 4th of July is an American holiday. Aren't you from Korea? I'm actually not from Korea. I am Korean. My parents live in Korea now, but I grew up in the States, so I feel culturally and nationalistically American very much. But you know, I'm both, and now I'm also Israeli, so it's a lot of things to celebrate. It'll make your life in Israel way better. It definitely will. It definitely will. I know I will. But it also, like, the fact that I'm only scratching the surface of my experience in Israel and just interacting with this like very limited segment of Israeli society, like that's the most disappointing thing. I think that's a big motivation to learn Hebrew. But for me, honestly, like the biggest motivation is so I can actually study Torah and pray more effectively, learn more effectively. It's mostly religious stuff that like actually motivates me to want to learn. And you know, that's more biblical Hebrew, which is why the tutoring I was doing was more, it was kind of a combination where I was learning grammar, but I was also focusing more on biblical Hebrew. So I don't know, I have to figure out a game plan. But I think it's like my conversion stuff, like with the classes I had to start taking, like I really didn't want to do it, and I was like, ugh, I just don't have the time to commit to it. But it's one of those things where once you just start, like sort of the floodgates open and things kind of just start to flow. So I think I have to just suck it up and sign up and start the Ulpan hopefully soon. Cool moo cow. What does that mean? Cool moo cow. I'm Korean American. Oh my gosh, are you really? You're also Korean American. Yay. Moo cow. Thank you, Malva. That's very sweet. Ulpan alone did help me speak fluent, but it was a good starting point. I got more fluent in daily life, interacting at work with people. Actually, that's the funny thing. So I recently started working at the Jerusalem Great Synagogue as the executive vice president, and I work in an office where it's just me and our general director, who speaks a little bit of English, but there's a lot of, it's like a sitcom where we're just like pointing and like miming things to each other, and I think we understand like 10% of what we say to each other, and it's really funny. So actually it's a great environment for me to actually learn Hebrew and actually like sprinkle a little bit of it into my daily life. Before that I didn't have that because I was working with an English speaking team remotely from home, so I really could get by without using it. But now there's some practical things where I'm like working with people in the shul where it will definitely be helpful, and I'm sure they'll appreciate once I can actually speak to them and not just like point and mime or use Google Translate. But that's another problem, and also really amazing thing is that I just use Google Translate so much that it's also another crutch. But yeah, I do need to start actually like speaking it and using it. What did my parents say? So everyone always asks me this question. It's kind of like one of the top questions here. Is that the like call to prayer? I don't know what that is. Yeah. So what was I gonna say? Sorry, I got too distracted by that sound. I actually think it's like hauntingly beautiful. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I think it's a very beautiful sound. It's like soul stirring in a way. Anyway, my parents, everyone always asks me what my parents thought about my whole conversion story and the whole journey, and also like me moving to Israel. But my answer is that they've been super supportive because it was such a long process that it wasn't like a flash in the pan thing. And they also realized like, okay, so it's not really a phase, because it was like literally over 10 years by the time I really started my conversion path. And in terms of coming to Israel, like, yeah, no, they've been really supportive, and the fact, like, they trust me. They know that I'll make good decisions, and that I won't be here if I feel like I shouldn't be, and whatever. And not that I'll ever leave, but like they, even during the war, which is the reason I'm saying that, like they trusted my judgment, and obviously they wanted me to go back to the States and things like that, but they feel safe. They know that I'm in good hands. And also my mother, like my parents, my family is like a Christian background, so I think for that reason, my mom especially, who's more on the religious side, felt comfortable that it was Judaism and not a different religion entirely that was so foreign to her. So we actually connect a lot over religion and over Judaism, and she's super supportive. So I've been really, really like lucky and blessed to have that situation. I know it can be really hard for some people. Are you fluent in Hebrew or Korean? Neither. My Spanish is actually better than my Korean, which is sad. I speak Korean like a 5-year-old's maybe at best, but I can get by with a little bit here and there. In South Korea, we're in love with music, language, culture, and especially food. It's so interesting, Adi. Like I love when I hear that. I feel like I hear that a lot from Israelis who are like interested in Korean culture and Korean music and things like that. So I feel really, it's like heartwarming when I hear that. Here's Muko. How did I get Israeli citizenship? So after I did my first giur, like I went through a conservative conversion process, and just applied. I went through Nefesh B'Nefesh. They were incredible. It's like an amazing organization. I had such a positive experience with it. I have some videos on my channel. I guess it's not really about the process, like bureaucratically as much, but it's really not hard. You apply, you give them your information, you have to send proof of your Judaism. So I actually think it's easier for converts because you have like a literal certificate, a letter from your rabbi. You have to be associated with the Jewish community. If you are Jewish from birth, I don't know how you prove that. It's like your parents' birth certificates, things like that. So you just need like to collect different paperwork, and it's just a bureaucratic process. It wasn't that bad. For me, since the moment of applying, it only took me like, I don't know if it's only, but it took me 5 months to go through the process, and here I am. So it was good. Let's see. Yeah, it's nice that they're supportive. Sometimes not easy compared to other religions. They're very proud of you. Thank you, Adi. That's very nice. Half Jewish, half Filipino. Yeah, there are a lot of Filipinos here. Love seeing fellow Asian Jews. Yeah. A minority within a minority, I know. For now, but I feel like we're at that point where of all of the Asian Jewish marriages from like our generation-ish, I feel like all those kids are growing up. So there are definitely more and more half Asian Jews that are born Jewish. So I think that's really cool that, I don't know, in like 10 years, I mean, I think that generation of half Asian Jews who are born Jewish are like in their teens and their 20s. So we see that coming up now, and it's really cool. How do I know I was Jewish? Did you ever have dreams that you may think you're Jewish? No, I don't have any of those cool stories of like feeling like I had some strong past life or anything like that. You do hear those stories which are interesting when people feel like they were in the Shoah, and I know there's like a whole group of people like that. That wasn't really my experience. It's kind of hard, it's kind of long to get into now, so I won't go into the whole thing now, but honestly I just felt like it's just like you feel like you have a Jewish soul, and it just kind of unravels throughout your life from different touch points in my life. But it wasn't any one particular thing. It was more me realizing that I wasn't Christian that made me come to realize that I'm a Jew. So it wasn't like I had some friend or some influence or something that like kind of sparked a thought in my head. I think it was more of a gradual unfolding, is probably the best way I could put it. Let's see. You make me feel so proud to be Jewish. That's like that's a very sweet thing to say, Hadassah. Thank you. That's really nice. Since the war, it's heartbreaking seeing so many in Gentile Asian communities standing with our enemies, especially my generation. Yeah, I mean, it's true. I feel like the Asian community is really cut, like they're stuck between, I don't know, maybe it's more of an American thing. It's like Asians by and large, I feel, are very pro-Israeli, and there's such a strong Christian affinity within the Asian community that I feel like from that standpoint that Asians are mostly very pro-Israel, but you see the same thing happening in the Asian community as you do everywhere else, where it's sort of the radical left that's starting to, I don't know, I'm like looking at the time, how much time do I have to go into this? Let me put it this way, I was really disheartened to hear that in Korea, I guess the same phenomenon is happening with like the campus scene, where liberal college students are becoming very anti-Israel, which really, like, that really shocked me, because I couldn't even fathom that anyone in Korea would be anti-Israel, because to me, in my mind, it's like such a pro-Israel country. But I feel like it's just, you know, it's blowing up everywhere in the campus scene. So even in Korea, that's what I heard. Are there people who do the Orthodox gear and after making Aliyah, they don't fully live Orthodox as an option? I mean, I don't know if you want to say it's an option, but I don't know. I don't know if I mean, I'm sure there's people of every kind, but I don't know. It's probably quite less likely that someone goes to the Orthodox gear and makes Aliyah, because like making Aliyah is not easy. That's like it's a dedication. You have to want to be here for the right reasons to make it stick. Like a lot of people come make Aliyah and then sadly in the next, like, you know, within a couple years or so they go back. So it takes a lot of will, determination, and you need to have a specific reason to want to be here. So I don't know that I could see that being so likely. But at the same time, you know, people fall off derech all the time, like even people who are born Jewish. So yeah, I mean, it could happen. And, you know, just hopefully it's sort of one glitch in the you know, lifetime story, and they come back to it. So for that reason, it's never good to make assumptions about people who fall off the derech, like whether they, you know, went through a giur and then they fall off and you think like maybe they weren't a sincere convert, or if they were from birth and then fall off derech, like, you know, it happens to people, and you know, it's just part of their journey. So, you know, you just hope that they'll come back at some point too. Do you have anyone in your family who is Jewish or has Jewish roots in general? I don't, but I have this like inner conviction that Koreans are part of the lost tribes, because it only makes perfect sense to me. And I mean, technically speaking, you have lost tribes all in all four corners of the world at this point. So we know for a fact that there are Jews in China, the Kaifeng Jews, and I don't know why they wouldn't have carried on like all the way toward Korea and Japan. So I feel like, you know, deep down inside, we all that Jewish roots are spread through, you know, different places. Also, like Native Americans, I think there's something connected to Jewish roots there. But we have, you know, time will tell. Time will tell. After Jerusalem, what's the next town in Israel you really like? You visited? Sfat. I only went there once. I went there for Pesach like 2 years ago, and I just loved it. And the air there is just like amazing. I actually shared a video when I went there too, if you want to see it. But I don't know, it was just so like, it was just like my type of people. Like they were like very religious, a little bit hardcore, a little bit like they're just really into it, but they were also kind of hippie at the same time, and a little bit woo-woo, and I don't know, it's just like it was like a cool blend of people, and the community was cool, and I don't know, it's a very special place there. So I just love Sfat. I want to go back there again. I should really go back. Adela Winter, before 6 a.m. Wow, you're an early riser. You can daven nets today. Yes, I believe that too. Yeah, B'nai Noach. I knew you would get it. Have you been to some areas in the desert? I love the Judean and Negev desert. So I've been to like the Dead Sea, and I'm gonna start walking back toward where my shoot is. I went to the Dead Sea, so I've like seen the desert in those areas, but I haven't like been to the desert. I want to do one of those like desert hikes. I actually just really love the desert. I never really realized that until I got here, but I love that. I love the desert environment, so I definitely want to explore more of that. But like I said, hold on, I'm getting lost here. I think I came this way. I don't have a car here. Oh yeah. I think I'm getting lost, so I'm gonna hop off in a few minutes, but I think I can find my way. I don't have a car here, and I get very car sick in the bus, so I kind of don't leave my Jerusalem bubble very much, and also really hate to leave Jerusalem in a way, so I haven't explored Israel a lot. Like even when I went to Sfat, I rented a car. It was so expensive. Bye Hadassah, have a nice day. GMD therapy. What's GMD therapy? It was an anti-Semitic situation, and the war strengthened and increased your resolve in converting and making Aliyah. No, my conversion happened. It was quite a long time before, and I made Aliyah before all this October 7th stuff happened. So it was not quite related in that sense. Don't do a trip alone in an area where there are Bedouins. I've met some Bedouins. They're very nice people. It was one particular community that I met, but yeah, I wouldn't go to the desert alone though. That's a good point. Okay, I know where I am. So I'm in front of the shoot location and just waiting. Okay. Any shidduch process. No comment. I guess the comment I'll make is that I'm not doing like a formal, I don't want to do like a formal shotgun, putting together a dating resume kind of thing. It's not really up my lane, but that's all I'll share for now. I recommend Arad between Judean and Negev. Oh yeah, I haven't been to Masada. That's where I want to go there. That looks really gorgeous there. Air is good too for asthma people. I think we in South Korea have a lot in common, especially in history. Okay, I really believe that too, Adi. And like, one of the cutest things I heard, somebody said that Korea and Israel are like the bookends of Asia, which is kind of cute. I do think there's a huge affinity between, I'm convinced there's an affinity specifically between Korea and Israel. They're like things that culturally and psychologically really align, and like the fact that each are like these like small nations that kind of started from nothing and rose up, and they're world superpowers, like, and the psychology of people of communities who feel like they have to retain their national identity with like, I don't know, I can't like coherently unpack this properly right now, but I definitely think there's a cool spiritual connection between the two countries. That's good you're not a cookie cutter. Yeah, but I know everyone's always like, I don't know, the dating stuff is a new world for me. I wasn't in that world because I hadn't finished my Orthodox conversion, so I was just kind of like in a life on hold sort of situation. But I don't know, I guess that's all I want to comment on that. I think I'll leave it there. I heard many Koreans love learning Talmud. Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, not just in Korea, there's like a fascination with the Talmud and just Jewish study, but more specifically the way Jews study. That's a big topic of interest in Asia. Asians are just fascinated and very admiring of the Jewish people because they see in the Jewish nation this like special strength. You know, they see the strength, they see God's blessing, they see that there's something like uniquely deep and special about Jews in a way that I think they want to learn from, which is really cool. So there are like courses, even my mom told me about how there are these courses that do like Chavruta learning. I don't know what they learn, but just the idea of learning with the Chavruta is like a concept that Koreans are now aware of, which is really interesting. I don't know that they should be learning Talmud, and if they can, and what merit that would even have, but I think it's cool that they want to learn how we learn. And that's something that I find very, very fascinating. I do think there are certain Jewish works that would translate very well universally. A project like I think it was like a year or two ago, that I really wanted to do. If you guys know Ramchal's Meshilat Yesharim, I love that book. I think it's maybe my favorite. It's one of my favorites, and I think that would translate so well for a global audience. And I thought it would be a really cool project to translate that in Korean, because I think it would do really well. But I don't know, just a little thought I had. A lot of you didn't be tripping Meorah. It's what happened to the red heifer dog. I've been sort of disenchanted with fellow Yidinyo, to the red heifer. So I don't know if you guys heard, like, I mean, I guess they do this all the time. We still have, I don't know if they did. There were these gorgeous red heifers, red cows that they brought from Texas. I don't know who did that, but I thought it was incredible that they did it. And I heard, I don't know if it's true, that they had recently slaughtered them or something like that, but I hope they're still here and alive and well and waiting for the right moment. But I do think we have some here in Eretz Yisrael right now. Israelis are intrigued by Jews. This was more looks in on acting skills though. Leslie Barnes, yeah, it's true. Okay. So I actually have to bounce because my client is here and I have to do the shoot. So wish me luck. This was really fun. I am so happy you guys joined me, and I hope you liked seeing the scene. So I'm gonna go do the shoot now. We're going to the hummus restaurant. They're interviewing somebody or something like that. So I will catch you guys later. Thank you guys so much. I hope you all have a really nice day. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know. I love that book. All right, bye guys.